What a great question. So many of your questions are so amazing. Hey, like, subscribe, repost this stuff if you're benefiting from this, please. That's how we help the most people, right? That's what it's all about. Any new vehicle at all, the first thing I would do is I'd check brake pads. Pop the tires off, check brake pads, verify that you're not about to, kill somebody or yourself by not having brakes. Just check the condition of the brakes. That's the first thing I would do. Second thing I would do is I would read trouble codes, diagnose trouble codes. Go to any auto parts store, they'll get their code reader out and see what kind of trouble codes you got and go ahead and address those or evaluate them at least, ask questions, whatever. Third thing I'd do is I'd change all the fluids and give everything a once over, right? So oil, transfer case, maybe transmission fluid with our 5R1 to upgrade if it's an automatic. Rear differential fluid. If you're running a limited slip differential, you can see that on your door code on the driver's side to see what axle size you're running, if it's limited slip or not. If it is, the XL3 is what you want, the friction modifier, don't you know? Change out your front diff fluid, change out your brake fluid. If you're, by the way, brake fluid, some people avoid that. Oh my goodness, flush your brake fluid, guys. Seriously, flush your brake fluid. If it's black, this is bad for you. Brake fluid is hydrophonic. So it loves water, and that water is what causes your calipers to rust. And calipers, I sell them, but they are expensive. So let's avoid that cost if we can. Step forward, get a bigger alternator. If you live in a southern climate, this is a stock use truck, 185 amp from us with 130 amps of cold idle is perfect. If you live in a northern climate, tundra type climate, where it's constantly and regularly below 30 degrees, I would say 240 amp with 190 amp. A cold idle. The bummer with that one is you're going to need to add to the factory's cabling. Check my other videos on that. Then I would measure the tread depth on the tires with a micrometer. I know it sounds crazy. Left of tread, center of tread, inside of tread, right? So left, center, right of the tread, and see if you have any uneven wear. And maybe you might need, to address that if you do. If it is, or you can say, hey, my backs are more worn out than the front. Maybe rotate those bad boys. Maybe take the opportunity to put some tire beads up in there, and let them be continuously balanced instead of balanced every once in a while, right? Tires are expensive. Maybe then, number 6, go ahead and get yourself an alignment. Tires Plus and Firestone nationally offer a lifetime alignment. Tires are expensive. Get a lifetime alignment. Spend another $50, $80, whatever it is, and you can go back there every few months and get it done. Why the heck wouldn't you do that? Seventh thing I do, get monitoring gauges. Edge Products makes an Insight CTS3. That is a reason to know that God loves you and wants you to be happy. And then get a means of monitoring fuel pressure, or better yet, just monitoring gauges at all. That if the Edge Insight CTS3, you can get the Edge Street Diesel Kit, don't you know? And that'll help you monitor fuel pressure. If you don't want to spend the money on that, at least monitor it manually, and maybe go ahead and do the Blue Spring Kit if you're going to run stock fuel. Or if you got more than 160,000 miles, maybe you want to switch over to the fast fuel system because it's just better. And then the next thing is service the electronic shift on the fly mechanism. If you've got shift on the fly, a little dial on the gauge, go ahead and do that. And then lastly, think about doing some upgrades. Go ahead and score yourself a FICM tune and then an ECM tune, and maybe with custom tuning. So rattle off pretty fast there. Hope this helps. FICMRepair.com. We're all in this together.